Fantastic Beasts, to nobody's surprise, it's now being said by the director of the franchise that Warner Brothers has quote unquote parked the franchise. Now, this comes just from the folks over at the Hollywood Reporter who said the following. Warner Brothers has cast an immobilis spell on Fantastic Beasts. Director David Yates gave an update about the beleaguered franchise, which halted after 3 of its 5 planned films were released. With Beasts, for a minute, it's all just parked, Yates told the Inside Total Film podcast. We got to the end of the 3rd film, 2020's Fantastic Beasts, the sequel to Dumbledore, and we're all so proud of that movie. And when it went out into the world, we just needed to sort of stop and pause and take it easy. And that, of course, comes to us again from the Hollywood Reporter. You know, Fantastic Beasts is an interesting, and I think moving forward into future years will continue to be an interesting study in film franchise marketing, film franchise navigation, and all this kind of stuff. Look, everybody understands when the Harry Potter franchises end, Warner Brothers was very, very anxious at the time to look for ways to stay in this wizarding world of Harry Potter. I mean, that was high on their priority list. It's clearly what they wanted to do. And they decided to go on a little bit of a prequel route and go with Fantastic Beasts. And it started off, at least box office wise, pretty strong. But as you can see, it started to, well, drizzle a little bit. The first Fantastic Beasts movie, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, made over $800 million at the box office. However, the second one took a dip down to a still respectable $655 million. And that brought us into the third one of Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore at $407 million, which is almost half of what the first one came out to, which is actually kind of funny because I thought Dumbledore was actually a pretty good movie. I'm not a big Potterhead, but I thought overall the franchise was okay. I liked Crimes of Grindelwald, and I quite enjoyed Secrets of Dumbledore. The first one was a little bit weak to me. So, I mean, it's no surprise. We've heard a lot of talk in recent months over the past year that it looked like Warner Brothers was going to kind of abandon the Fantastic Beasts. And the finances clearly kind of point out why. But now the question becomes, what went wrong? Because I'll still contend they didn't do a bad job they didn't make bad movies. I mean, they weren't up to the caliber of the Harry Potter films. I think that much is pretty much universally agreed upon. But the first one was all right. I thought the second one was good, and I thought the third one was quite good. But they kept going down. Chris, I would propose this. When I look back at the Fantastic Beasts films, I think the third film is what made the problem of the franchise really stand out, which was, until the third film, it never felt like it was in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. Like, it felt like you were in a world with wizards. Mm-hmm. They mention Hogwarts. But it never felt through the first 2 movies that you were revisiting the wizarding world. It just never felt like that. It's once you got into the third film and you realized they revisited and went back to Hogwarts. It's like all of a sudden it just felt like you were in that world again. Hogwarts itself was kind of like a character in the movie in many ways. It just has its own personality. It brings its own energy to the screen. And for me personally, I don't think they were bad movies. I just think they did a bad job of making it feel like the world of Harry Potter. I don't know. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of this video, MasterClass. Guys, as a small business owner, I am finding myself having to be in negotiations all the time, whether it's with new contractors, vendors, or even agencies that represent our company. Now, I don't like to go into these negotiations unarmed, so I found the perfect class on MasterClass, The Art of Negotiation by Chris Voss, a real-life former FBI lead hostage negotiator. Taking this class on MasterClass made me feel a lot more equipped and confident going into all these various negotiations I have to do on a regular basis. With MasterClass, you can learn from the best to become your best anytime, anywhere, and at your own pace. An annual membership starts at just $10 a month, and you get unlimited access to every instructor, thousands of online lessons, exclusive content, insight, and much more. There are over 180 classes to pick from, everything from filmmaking with Martin Scorsese all the way to cooking with the great Gordon Ramsay. In MasterClass, you will find practical lessons that you can apply to your life and work. So guys, get unlimited access to every class. And right now, as a John Campea Show listener, you can get 15% off when you go to masterclass.com/Campea. That's masterclass.com/Campea for 15% off an annual membership. Masterclass.com/Campea. What do you think about them saying that the franchise is now parked? And where do you think this franchise went wrong that the third film ended up making just half of what the first film did? What do you think?
First, we just got to point out that Hollywood Reporter is so proud of themselves for that Immobilus.
Oh yeah.
When you read that, I'm like, he's such a nerd.
They're like, oh, my time has come. It makes sense to me that they're stopping this, though. Just because these films have had a downward trajectory, and it's been this kind of cornucopia of reasons why it hasn't done well. You know, we have controversy in front of the camera, behind the camera with some of the people involved. We aren't with the OG Harry Potter characters that we know and love. And honestly, a big part of it, too, was if we were going to explore America and their Wizarding World, I kind of the opposite issue that you have here of. That first movie, I really like all the beasts. I really like everything that's happening there. And then the Creighton stuff kind of also feels a little disconnected somehow. Of this feels a little different, but I like all this magic stuff. But we know we have to figure out something here. And then it comes to fruition that this is to tie into the twist of having Grindelwald be there the entire time, leading us into kind of Dumbledore's dark past and all these other things, right? And it just felt like they were really ham-fistedly trying to make this connect to Harry Potter's actual narrative, as opposed to just connecting the worlds. Because for me, at first it was, oh, how cool. We're taking almost an open world approach to exploring the Wizarding World. Because it isn't just England. It isn't just the UK, as we slowly start to learn by the fourth book or fourth movie. There's wizarding schools all over the place. That makes sense. Wizards aren't only in Europe. So I liked the idea of exploring America, but then we had to tie it back into the original story. And then they just narratively and character-wise made weird choices. Like Queenie getting all evil made no sense.
I kind of liked it.
But it didn't have any rhyme or reason to happen. It didn't make sense for her character. It was just, it'd be cool if she broke bad.
I don't know that I agree with that. I think there's something about her that was like from a classic tale of somebody who buys into, what's the word I'm looking for? Not indoctrination. They get indoctrinated, but somebody who buys into the propaganda.
I mean, she definitely would be part of a multi-level marketing scheme.
That is perfectly it. Yes.
She really would.
Grindelwald was ultimately a multi-level marketing scheme.
It was just one of those moments of, I don't feel like Queenie would be a character who'd go into a room and go, yeah, this Hitler-esque figure has some great ideas. I don't see that happening. But maybe that's just me. I just feel like they got too bloated with what they were trying to accomplish. And the more the movies went on, the less they got about Fantastic Beasts. So I don't think you can call it a Fantastic Beast franchise.
Yeah, they kind of abandoned the Fantastic Beasts aspect of it. Again, oddly enough, to me, the franchise, I think I'm the opposite of you. I think the franchise started weak and it got better as it went. Ultimately, Jude Law is Dumbledore. You know what? They really should not have. They should have done this with the franchise from the beginning, made it about Jude Law's Dumbledore, not about Newt Scamander. Not that I had any problem with the character either, but yeah, first film down to the second film took a significant drop. Second film to the third film continued the drop.
As much as I like Newt, it's hard to make a film about a pacifist amidst
a very quiet. Yeah, he doesn't come across as a great protagonist.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little bit difficult for them to do. So listen, obviously Warner Brothers still has big plans for the Wizarding World. They want to do a lot of stuff. They're talking about turning all the original books now into a TV series. It just sounds like the world of Newt Scamander might be sidelined. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.